Hello, hello, and welcome back to some more of the reawakening of King Asher or Snake King Asher. I forget the name of the campaign. Anyway, here's Zed. Zed.
Wow, that was just
I
wow.
choked. Okay.
It's
The
okay,
the
me too.
reawakening of Serpent King Asher. There we go. I was trying to say it without the notes open in front of me, and then I fucked it up. Anyway, do you want to give a attempt at recapping what happened last session?
let's see. So like some raggedy looking bronze god showed up to my home and he was like, "You're done." And then I was put inside like a pretty piece of jewelry. And then some like social media influencer freed me because she bought my necklace from a store. And then I helped her because she's like my one follower by beating up some ghost. And now I'm in her like other snake pet terrarium and we're doing things to get me followers on social media. Smiles.
Yeah, I feel like that's a rough overhaul of everything that needs to be known. Or overhaul overview. I can use
Yes.
words. Oh, Jesus, we're already getting lag reports on the stream. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Oh.
I mean, again, mostly what you guys are going to be seeing on stream is dice rolling and shit like that. Nothing that you need to be super worked up about seeing. Also, I just realized I've forgotten to add one more component. I was adding components to the table between. I realized just now I missed one. We're gonna put in two reversey chips. Uh, color. Hey, Tyrant King, welcome. Both of them are gonna be teal, but one of them is gonna be a slightly darker teal. And these are going to be used to keep track of whether or not you've done your minor or major actions that you have.
Okay.
Hang on, let's make that a slightly lighter teal so it pops more. There we go. So the dark is major, the light is minor. And of course, each of your two forms uh has a minor and a major action. So there we go. Just an additional little detail onto the map or the board. Because ideally, Heart of Action is going to be a system that has lots of little tokens and stuff and like trackers being passed around between players and GM. Because I like very tactile experiences. So, anyway, as we open up, you would have been like a little bit of time has passed since last session of you sort of trying to like fold into the modern day life and learn things. Uh Very often with Vanessa leaving you at home alone for extended periods of time because she doesn't want you following her to school. A thing which you've been becoming progressively more and more bored with. But you've yet to follow her to the school so far.
Yeah. So far, wink wonk.
Spending most oh god, what's the name of the snake? I never wrote that down in the notes.
Marshmallow.
Marshmallow. Let me add that to my notes real quick.
Yeah.
Because this time I'm being a good DM and actually taking notes on characters' names as they're brought up, unlike last time where I'd have to spend 10 minutes being like, fuck, what was the name of this person again? I didn't put it in my notes.
Oh.
But now I actually have things in my notes. So Marshmallow. Her pet. Um. And you've been given a rough catching up on the modern world, you know? Like enough for you to be able to function, but also be able to, as a player, have your character not understand things for comedic effect. You know? You have all of your character abilities in front of you, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And you updated the Venom Flame to have the 2 initial damage instead of the 1 like we had leveled you up with last time.
Let me see. Da.
Just making sure that we have everything in place.
Uh,
Sip my
hold
coffee.
on.
Mm.
On the Google Doc you gave me, I only have commenting permission, so
Oh, my bad. I'll have to adjust that. Well, either
you.
way, we both know that's a change that exists. I'm pretty sure everywhere else there's nothing that changed, so we should be fine. Which, by the way, when an action's been used, it'll flip to the black side on these. Lighter color is minor action, darker color is major action. So anyway, the I can use words. Play opening music that we don't have. Pair the pod. Sorry, I'm doing that thing where I'm awkwardly stalling because I'm nervous as a DM. Let's just hop right into it. So, as we start off, it's sort of the start the start of a day similar to any other day. Veronica, is it Vanessa? God, hang on.
Vanessa.
Yeah, Vanessa. Sorry, I'm trying to. Vanessa wakes up and starts like do her morning routine, feeds Marshmallow, sends you out of the room while she gets changed.
Yep.
Um, which leaves you sort of like just basically sitting out in the hall until she opens the door a crack, has a signal that you are okay to come back in.
Okay. I can imagine I'm just like hiding in like a potted plant so other people don't see me.
Well, oh, that's right, because you appear as a snake. Your snake form is the only truly physical form of yourself.
Yep.
Uh,
But I don't think her parents would like the idea of her having another snake in
would they
her
even
room.
realize?
Would they even realize? Right.
I mean, like, how often are they going in and looking at the snake tank? Is what I mean by that. But yeah, do you want to make any like morning small talk while she's doing her morning routine?
Sorry, what?
Do you do any morning small talk with her during her morning routine?
Oh yeah, I would. I would just be like, so, what is this school place like?
Oh, I mean, that's okay, I guess. I mean, it's mostly like while she's saying this, she's like doing her hair. I imagine it's like
Yeah,
it's mostly just sitting in a room while the teachers tell you things. It's stuff like
I
history and
see.
math.
I see. So you just sit in a room and you can learn things?
More or less.
Well, that's brilliant. Because back in my day, when I watched my little humans teach their younglings how to
My
hunt,
little
so,
human, my little
sometimes they
human.
sometimes they would get hurt, and I would have to sometimes save them. So this seems cool. So
Yeah, most learning. Hang on,
when
I'm
are,
gonna
when are you gonna take me to the school?
take you to the school. No, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna take you with me.
Well, why not?
Well, I mean, for one, I'm the only one who can see or hear you, so it'd be pretty awkward if I had to talk to you.
Right.
And I just don't have to deal with the distraction. I need to focus on my schoolwork.
I could just wander the school while you
I don't think
did
the
your
school would be
work.
too keen on finding a snake slithering through the halls.
That's okay. I'll just. He's gonna pick up his snake form and like shove it into like his hoodie pocket. See? Gone. Invisible. No one can see me. No one can interact with me.
I don't know. I think it's better if you just stay here. And like with that, she's like finished doing her makeup and hair, and is like, she like stands up. I'm gonna go get breakfast now, and she like starts to walk out of the room, leaving her book bag behind.
Well, I'm gonna let my snake form go into the book bag.
Yeah, you just hold your hand out. Marshmallow. But Master said no.
But you can't talk to her. Besides,
Besides what?
you you're fun to hang out with, but I want to see what the real world's like. I want to see what I've been missing out for
I don't know.
centuries.
Master would be pretty upset. And I can't talk to her now that we both have your blessing.
Oh,
I'm
right,
not
you
sure
can.
if I feel like I should probably tell her. And as he says that, he sort of like nods his head over to the tree, the like the
I pay you for your silence.
yeah
You could
the
give him 2 treats.
God, sorry, stuttering. The boiled eggs. I was like trying to get the word the b for boiled out, and my throat just kept being like, yeah. Yeah, the boiled eggs
I'm,
that
I'm,
she keeps
I'm,
on the side.
I'm gonna give him like 2 boiled eggs, and and then he's gonna be like, if you tell her, I'm bringing you down with me.
Oh. He just unhinges his jaw and is in the process of swallowing the 2 eggs, and he like curls his tail into a thumbs up shape.
My character's gonna then like turn into like his tiny snake form and hide in like
In
a
her book
pencil
bag.
pouch or something.
And with that, after a moment, she excuse me. I like to think you have your human form sitting on the bed as she then goes and like scoops you up and heads over to the or she scoops up her bag and says like goodbye, telling you to, and you stay here, all right? And
Uh-huh.
and she
Bye.
she slips off, heads to school, and you're sitting in the book bag. I imagine like poking your head out a little bit, looking around as she makes her way to the walks through the busy city over to the bus stop, waits for a little
Yep.
bit before it.
Actually, Ollie, I just realized something.
What?
We never said that the human protection had a distance limit. So what
We did
if
not.
what if I have my human half go experience other parts of the city while my snake infiltrates the school?
That is in fact the thing you can do. You can also demanifest the human form and remanifest it. Although I'm wondering, we never did establish a specific distance, you're correct. But I feel like it'd be unreasonable to have it be unlimited.
True.
I feel like we should I think it's fair to say that your human form has to remain within the same general vicinity as your snake form.
Okay.
Otherwise it'll be demanifested. But we can make that one of the potentially upgradable things, increasing the distance that they can be away.
Josh.
Right now, it is vaguely within, like, roughly the same property as you, if you catch my
Okay.
meaning.
Yeah.
Like, we're not setting hard numbers, but, yeah, like, it has to be fairly close.
Okay.
Mm.
My character is gonna.
Yeah, just sit in the bag for while the bus ride happens.
Once she's gone, he's gonna like demanifest.
Oh, yeah, the human form. As you
But
demanifest, the
I'm
marshmallow gives a
I'm
little
gonna
wave.
have him. I'm gonna manifest him on top of the bus so that he can see everything from up above.
Yeah, so you're able to like see the man. I can see like the visual of like the fade away and then fade back in, like giving the motifs you like fades away into flower petals and then like flower petals from another tree blow over and form him.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, huh. So this is a booth.
A booth. But yeah, you can see like
Interesting.
the tall skyscrapers with massive like television screen billboards on them, a plane in the distance flying overhead. You know, crazy ass modern technology or modern day society stuff.
He's gonna look all around and be like, whoa.
Uh, Meanwhile, down below, you overhear Vanessa talking with her two friends um, about normal day-to-day life stuff. I'm not good at making small talk between this many NPCs. If it's driven plot talk, I can do it. I'm bad at making NPCs do small talk with each other.
Yeah, that's fair. You know, we can just
Yeah. You know,
say
they're
that it's like
talking like
generic.
school life. Oh, did you see this thing on TV? Blah blah blah. That
Yeah.
kind of thing. Um, and you know, after a bit, the bus arrives at the school, and you can see it's like a big ass high school, like smack in the middle of the city. The skyscrapers reaching up on either end of it. Little what are they called? Sakurai trees, like the cherry blossom trees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like those planted out front, like very much stereotypical anime high school situation.
Yeah.
And she gets up and starts to walk in. I imagine you like turn over and I sit like looking at her walk into the school from on top of the bus before you get demanifested.
Yep.
And like, I mean, would you at any point manifest anywhere near her presence throughout the school day?
No. We're gonna keep things a secret.
So you sort of have your human form every now and again, take little strolls around and look at different things, and your snake form, meanwhile, is sitting there and basically listening in on the classes.
Yeah.
Which, we get a little bit of a history dump here of how the Bronze City, the city you find yourself in now, dates back like hundreds of thousands of years. And is like, you know, again, I'm thinking very ancient Egypt style, like long ago there was great cities here and it just kept building and modernizing over time. In that in ancient times this like it was very much like a warfaring culture. But as we drifted into the 21st century, they became much more focused on like commerce. Aided by the fact of that they had very large oil wells within their region, within the regions of the country.
Okay.
So the city became like an economic center, like booming financially. Come eventually when there was wars over resource, saw them getting invaded by other first world countries. This led to a large scale remilitarization effort that as soon as like the local region was secured, that militarization was then suddenly dialed back down again, and all of that all of the money that had been being sunk into military went and heavily into increasing the commerce even more and modernizing their technology more, like to be up to date with 21st century tech. Because like before they were sort of like stuck with a lot of old technology before the war broke out, and they like were forced to suddenly like kickstart their advancement or die, essentially.
Yeah.
And so now like and a lot of that was like think like a Dubai situation where the city very rapidly went through infrastructural upgrades.
Yeah.
Like, and it's now one of it's now one of the densest cities within the world. I think God, this is gonna be a weird way of putting it. Have you seen Cells at Work?
Yes.
So you know how the way the city in Cells at Work looks? Where
Kind
it's
of?
lots of like dense cityscape with like roads with walkways running over them with
Yeah, I think
it's almost
so.
like buildings stacked upon buildings vibe, and that's sort of the feel the city has, but mixed with a little bit of like the aesthetic of the cyberpunk city,
Yeah. I think I
but
know what you
still
mean. I'm like,
relatively grounded in modern days. Like
yeah,
roads over roads with walkways running over them, buildings that can like are have like big old bridges connecting to other buildings.
yeah.
Um. Uh. Sorry, just trying to like
All good.
get my thoughts straight. And so as you walk around the school with your human half, you're starting to get like sort of an idea of the layout of like the general shape of the school is that the school is a giant loop, like a big old. It's like a big square school that's 4 stories tall, and it's a loop because in the middle is like a little park area that where like outdoor lunch can be had.
Oh, huh.
And every floor has like there's a gym on the bottom floor. There's a couple of different every floor is like lined with classes and such and
Ooh.
teachers lounges.
Vanessa goes to a rich people school.
Well, upper middle
Bougie.
class.
Okay, fair enough.
Um, she's always had very good grades, so she got accepted to good schools. And the
Okay.
it's basically like first year students are on the first floor, second year second floor, third year third floor, and so she's on the top floor because she's in her final year of school, like nearing graduation. Um, and
At,
like
at,
for hmm?
at any point in class, will she get called on, like, to the front row? Like, to
uh
the front of the class to, like, answer a question?
yeah, I think like maybe during like her math class she'd go up to the board to write an answer on
That's
the
when
board.
my character, that's when my snake form, as his most smallest possible form,
Mm-hmm.
would try and sneak out of her bag as stealthily as possible.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a stealth check at a advantage to you and a disadvantage to her because she's distracted and you. Or no, not advantage to you. You're gonna get a bonus die from your tiny snake body.
Yes, I'm
So
small snake boy.
that's a 2, so it's gone. That 3 is gone. That 4 is gone. That 1 destroys a 9. Oh god, I think you're gonna pass. On your end, you got that 2 is gone. That 4 is gone. These 3 are successes, so I'm gonna put them in the success bag, which is a thing I've started doing to help me keep track of things.
Okay.
That 10 gives me another roll. Gives you another roll. Oh, 1 success is destroyed by that. Now,
So,
so you've dramatically won. You sneak out,
yeah,
no
okay.
problem.
I'm gonna sneak out, and then I'm gonna have like my human form manifest and pick me up so that my snake form is also invisible.
Hmm.
That took a lot, but now I can explore. And then my character's gonna start like faffing around.
Uh, yeah. So for the most part, not a lot of interest would happen. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
she would have been going through like this was if this was a TV show, this would be the moment of like we see a lot more of her day to day life of hanging out with friends. Oh, that cute boy I like. Blah blah blah. You know the sort of
Yeah.
filler day to day slice of life stuff. Um, but eventually the school day would start to come close to coming to an end. What are you gonna do? Cause you don't want to get left behind, do you? You've now
I,
separated your snake form from her.
that is true. And I don't think my character knows the way back either. But he doesn't want her to come home to him not being there. So he's gonna try and get back on his own. Cause no, wait, his human form would have been able to like see some of the way there. So could I like
Yeah.
roll to see if I can
Well,
recall the
I'm
way
saying
back?
like, what do you do? Like, the school day starts to come to an end. The bell rings. Um, and like you start to realize everybody is leaving at a certain point. So, like, what do you do as a character when you realize everyone's leaving and you're still not with Vanessa?
My character is probably gonna be like, he's gonna try and see where she is, and once he knows where she is, he's gonna try and like stay ahead of her.
Oh, we're gonna do a observation check on your part. I'm gonna call it a level 4. Oh, actually, I should... Hang on. Scrap that roll. I should say what type of roll it is before the dice are rolled, because I'm a dummy. So we're gonna call it a level 4 check. Or challenge.
Okay.
Of observation when you have 5. Also keep in mind you have 1 hero point that you can spend whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow.
So you're unable to find her, and very soon everybody started leaving. I like to think there's a brief moment of you're like, oh fuck, wait a second, like looking around, realizing you've lost her. And you're like walking through the school, being like, Vanessa, Vanessa, like trying to find her, and you look out the window just in time to see her get on the bus that's driving away.
Oh, she's gonna kill me. He's gonna like try and dart after the bus now.
Which I don't think we ever established you having any level of superhuman speed, so...
No, so I'm literally just like some dude that looks like if it weren't for the fact that he's invisible to people, he'd look like some punk trying to run after the bus while he's been late for it.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
I'm gonna
no,
throw
no,
out,
no.
you've basically just given me excuse to completely change the name of this, or the plot of this episode. So,
Okay.
the name that I had given is no longer relevant, because that's just gonna get reserved for another episode. Oops.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. You as a player have created a whole new fun subplot for me to explore.
Oh no.
So the bus drives off, leaving you behind. Again, we would have in a normal TV show format. This would probably be like the halfway point of the episode. You get left behind as the bus drives away, and now you're like, oh no.
As my character is like running around the city after the bus, would he notice anything like supernatural around the city in particular?
Well, we'll explore that at sort of a natural pace. So you would run after the bus, not remotely be able to keep up with it because it's a fucking bus.
Yeah.
And like I imagine you like ran, you like basically dove out the window, like ran after, like no wait, like ran for like a block before the bus was like out of sight, and now you're in the middle of the busy road, just like, oh fuck. So we're gonna give you a sort of like general intelligence check, observation type check, to see like intuition and observation to see if you can like recognize what the path home might be. A level 5 check.
Oh god.
Which got, hang on, I need to not. So I'm getting, you're rolling 5 dice. You need 5 successes. Are you spending your dice?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to.
Because I'm used to like what I've been doing is a physical format where the other person is the one to roll the dice. You know what I mean? So like, I need to stop and ask you, do you spend a dice before every roll I do?
Oh yeah.
Which let's see. So that's boom, boom. Sadly, your golden die did nothing. These are 3 successes, but one of them was a 10, so you're rolling another. Fails. So 3 successes is not enough.
Not positive.
So you are lost in the city.
My character's just gonna pick a direction and start moving down it.
So you start walking along, and again, I think we'd get sort of like, in TV style, we would have like montage of you walking around, like looking at the city, like seeing like, you know, ramen shops, seeing like a store with TVs in the window, and you're just like, like amazed at it. Like a variety.
he's gonna like lose focus. Just gonna be like start exploring.
Yeah, it
Well,
quickly
now.
goes from trying to find her way home to seeing all the cool shit the city has. Um,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like, the other end of the plot would have Vanessa returning home, not noticing you initially before she would eventually start grilling Marshmallow. Like, if this was TV format, we'd like be jumping back and forth between these.
I imagine there's a cut of like him looking at some like barbecue place grilling like some food, and he's gonna be like, I wish I could eat that. And then it's gonna be a cut to like Vanessa literally grilling, well, not literally grilling Marshmallow, but like a comedic kind of like cutaway gag of her yelling at
Mm-hmm.
him while he's on like a stove.
Mm-hmm. Like, and he's like, you know how you said, like, if I get caught, like, I'll make you pay to him, so he's all nervous and not wanting to say anything. You know, being, like, tight-lipped about
Poor
it.
Marshmallow. Poor Marshmallow. We're
Um,
so mean to him.
but as you're making your way
As
through
we
the
should.
city, you would eventually, as you're, like, walking along, get, like, um, a vibe, an energy, has, of, like, arcane, like a magic energy, as you walk past a property, and, you would see like, a building that radiates spiritual energy. And appearance wise, I want to say, like, I have an image in my head, but it's really hard to describe. So, you know, like the Japanese style of like a shrine with like the tiered roof building and like the little like I
Yeah.
forget what they're called, the special archways they have. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like it's got the rough layout of that where it's like almost like a park between two buildings with tall walls around it and an archway
Mm.
and like the three-tiered stack, but it's made of like sandstone material and has an almost like Middle Eastern cross India vibe, because I'm going for like not literally pulling specific cultures, but like this world, like, because this is a fictitious like Earth but not Earth alternate world vibe, like it's like Middle Eastern, or it's Asian architectural stylings by way of Middle Eastern faith architecture, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
And so you see the building, you can feel like a magic energy coming from it.
Yeah.
Hmm. And like this is the first like spiritual energy you felt in the city, in like all you're wandering about.
Well, looks like there's more to the city than just bright lights and big shiny rocks. And he's probably like looking like he's probably like glaring at like lantern pole. He's just like I don't know how to describe it. He's glaring at it like it's a rival.
Hmm.
Like it's just like some random like lamppost that has like maybe just like a dog like peeing on it, you
Hmm.
know? Oh yeah, would animals be able to like notice me in the way that like you know the
The
thing of like
classic thing
animals?
of like cats and dogs can see spirits. Yes, we're gonna say yes to that.
Yeah,
Animals are
like
more attuned with the spiritual world than a human.
Bible thumping dogs. That's just what I'm imagining.
Have you heard the good the good bork of the Lord? Doggy Jesus. Anyway, do you like head into the shrine or?
Yeah, my character's gonna head into the shrine, but he's gonna enlarge his like snake form while it so that because he feels like something's
Yeah,
up.
you want to give off more of a presence.
Yeah.
As you step through like the archway in front of it, you sort of like it feels almost like you're crossing a threshold, you know? And you feel more like energy now. And you start to like you walk across the walkway up to the front and like start to approach the temple to enter it.
Mm-hmm.
And hear, my, what do we have here?
Show yourself.
You look around a little bit, and like from behind like a pole that is too narrow for an actual person to hide behind, somebody steps out from behind it with not or with four fox tails and like fox. It's a woman with like fox tails and a fox ears and all that.
Oh my
Very a
goodness.
kitsune. A kitsune steps out. Or a
He's gonna look at.
kitsune like being, because I don't want to outright say kitsune because I'm not gonna follow full on kitsune faith and mythology. Throwing that out there for people who are like history and
Yeah.
faith buffs.
Yeah. He's gonna look at her and be like, hmm. Seems like I'm not the only one in the modern world. Who are you?
Who am I? I could ask the same question of you. Who are you? And now she's starting to like walk around you, and as she does, she like brushes
Can my
up.
character can my character pull out like a little mini business card that Vanessa made for me?
That's so dumb. I think I'll allow it.
Okay.
As she walks
Here.
by, I was gonna say she was gonna run her tail underneath your nose and use another one to like tickle under the snake's chin.
This the snake just looks at her like, you doesn't know that I'm also the same person. He, like the snake form probably has like limited emotions.
So fucking Asher is standing in the corner of the party. She doesn't know I'm also a snake. You know the meme,
Yeah.
the person standing in the corner.
Yeah. Hold on. I gotta draw the snake's expression now.
God. But yeah, you hand her like a little paper business card, and she looks at it and she's like, "What would the business card say?"
It would have like cute little like graphic design snakes on it, and it would probably have like it would have his name and like information about the kind of like god he is.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the back there'd be like a link to like Marshmallow's like social media account.
Mm-hmm. And she sort of like looks at it for a moment, like, Huh. A god trying to spread through social media. Well, that's a new one.
Wait, you're not a god?
What is a god? And she like flicks the card back.
Oh.
Spirits.
Well, you're just like me then.
No, I meant like, I don't mean literally. I mean, like, God is a subjective turn of phrase. I like to call myself a guardian spirit.
Oh.
I watch over this shrine, and she like pats the side of it. The fact that you were even able to see this is this place is quite interesting.
Really?
Of course. I've kept it hidden from sight.
Well, why would you keep a place hidden from sight if you're kind of protected? Should you be trying to get followers for it?
Followers. You sound like an old man.
Well, at least for me, my existence kind of depends on it.
I'm protecting this shrine from them. And she like looks out past the archway and you see a couple of people walking by. Just like normal ass people, you know.
What did they do?
Look at this place. And she like motions to all like the skyscrapers. Look at what the humans have done to the beautiful landscape around here. If I was not hiding this, it would have gone the way of many of the other shrines that were once scattering this land. Granted, the place has seen better days, and she looks at it and you can see like the cracking old dusty walls. But at
Well,
least it's not seen any destruction.
well, if you continue to sit here and do nothing, eventually age will take its course and it will come tumbling down itself.
You take me for a fool? My magic does more than hide things. And she like walks over, she's like running her hand along one of the cracks, and you see it like starting to seal. I preserve and I protect the land.
And you're like, huh, interesting. So, was this shrine made for you or for someone else?
It wasn't dedicated to anyone in particular aside from the land.
The land? Huh.
A shrine to the beauty of nature. It was dictated long, or is it, from what I understand, it was constructed long ago. But by the time I
So,
found it, its followers were long gone.
oh, huh. He's gonna go around the shrine. First, he's gonna be like, "Do you mind if I look around?"
I suppose not, and she's sort of like eyeballing you.
All right. He's got both him and his snake form are just gonna like look around respectfully, because as a god, he would know how to have some manners
Yeah.
in like the presence of another one, because he would have had to deal with other ones in the past.
As you walk around, she'd be sort of like hopping around through like the rafters or like popping out from behind pillars, like just like seeming to warp around and follow you, you know? As you walk through, the place is like very, like, it feels empty and cold almost. But eventually you'd start to like, uh, you, like, as you enter, you would find like the big main shrine area where like prayer would be held. And you would start to recognize the writing about as being from your time period. It's like ancient tongue, basically hieroglyphs.
Mm.
Um, and as you approach, you would like start to get closer, and you would recognize like in the middle of the shrine is an old slab that looks older than the shrine itself, and you would recognize it as correlating to your old temples.
My character is gonna like gonna wipe off some of the dust, and he's gonna be like, "This, this is mine."
Excuse me? And you see she looks like almost on the defensive.
Yeah, it's mine. I can read it. See?
Wait, you can read that?
Yes. I
It just looks
thought.
like pretty pictures to me.
Well, it looks like pretty pictures to you, but I don't mean to brag. But I'm sorry. I can't. I had a hand in creating. Well, not creating, but allowing my people, my followers, to thrive under me. I never
Is
thought
that
that
so?
anything would remain after what that bronze god did. I
And
thought he would have destroyed everything.
and what did that bronze god do? And with that, I think we'd have sort of like a fade out, like fade back in. Like, I'm not gonna make you
Of
actually
him.
explain in detail, especially
Yeah,
because
yeah,
a lot of people watching this have probably already seen the last part. But like in
yeah,
TV show style, this is when we would cut back to the other girl, then cut back to you after the story's done, kind of situation.
yeah.
But yeah, you explain it to her in full, and she's like, at this point, she's like sitting off to the side, like listening. She's like, so, if I'm to believe what you say, then this
Mhm.
temple was originally dedicated to you long ago.
Yeah, look at the little snakes they have. Look, he's gonna point to a picture. I imagine it's like like a little stick man with like a little snake.
And here I always figured that, figured that a spirit would have to be powerful to get praised as a god.
Well, I wasn't originally a spirit. I was actually just a normal snake, but I ate some mice for them after wandering into their village, and they kind of just worshipped me as one, and over time I kind of gained powers. But, you know,
She
I've
like
resurfaced and I've lost everything.
she does that classic anime laugh that I know you like, ho 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 ho.
Oh,
I can't
yeah,
do it right.
it's
Ho
okay.
ho 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 ho. She sort of has a good laugh. She's like,
Wait,
a
wait, 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 wait,
snake.
wait.
Are you a simple snake being a god? No, wait, why? Wait.
So when she does it, when she does the laugh, um, hold on. Okay, here, hold on. Here's the face I want the snake to make because it's funny. I promise you,
What
it's funny.
face?
Here you go. I DM'd you.
Oh my fucking god. We're gonna get that copied in, and that's gonna earn you another hero point.
Hell yeah.
Give me a moment.
Okay.
Copy image link. Ba-bum.
But yeah, his human form's gonna like be composed, but his snake form's gonna like be off to the side, making like these hyper realistic, like disgusted faces, just like who the fuck does she
Who
think
does
she
fish
is
think
with
she
that
is?
laugh? What do you think you are?
A god or a snake becoming a god? I've never heard something so ridiculous.
Well, would you want to become a god?
You can't just become a god. Gods just exist.
That's who.
Says, well, the gods, and she like motions off to the sky. Seriously, to just say gods can be created from nothing?
Well, if you do not wish to refer me to me as a god, then refer to me as a divine spirit instead. The definition doesn't really matter, but my history was erased, and since you're here preserving things in what seems to be one of my shrines, why don't you help me clean these things up and we can reopen things?
Clean up and reopen this shrine.
Yes. And of course, if any humans try to destroy the handiwork, then, obviously, since we're just divine spirits, well, I'm a divine spirit, and you're a guardian spirit. Obviously, I can have my he's gonna he's gonna be like thinking about Vanessa, and I imagine like the thought bubble pops up with her like all dressed up in like high fashion clothing. He's like, my oracle can spread rumors that damage to the shrine will result in a curse, and then he like puts a thumbs up. That's where you and I will go haunt someone. Thumbs up.
Well, first off, I'm not so sure I want to drop my barrier that I have around here, because then it'll only be a matter of time before the humans come and tear this place down.
That
Second
is
off,
true.
I don't think you understand the implication of trying to start a new religion. The Council of Gods would not be very happy with that.
Well, why not?
Because, like, she's just like, would you want all the gods popping up out of nowhere? People, spirits trying to claim divine right?
Well, hmm. Is she fashionable? Like, is she as fashionable as Vanessa?
She's in like a big old kimono kind of thing.
He's gonna be like, well, you wouldn't happen to know how to advertise, would you? Help me gain the power necessary, and in the background, we can try and restore the shrine to its former glory before we open things up. After all, it wouldn't. Hmm.
I mean,
Now that you mention it, I don't know how gods handle things in the modern world. I haven't even seen one. I thought I'd be the only one, but it's clear that I'm a small fish in big waters.
oh, you don't know the half of it, sweetheart. And she like pats your head.
Again, the disgusted face.
Though I'd be lying if I said I haven't gotten bored or haven't gotten a little lonely here. I remember back in old times before the city was as big as it was. The occasional traveler would pass through the shrine and leave a couple of tasty treats. Not really meant, more so meant for the gods that the temple represented than for me, but still, it was a good trait. I'll tell you what. Maybe we can work something out. I can reveal the temple to select individuals, say those you deem to be your followers, but in return I get something else, or I get something for having protected this supposed temple of yours for so long.
Pull out a flyer, and it's gonna show like a Korean barbecue, and he's gonna be like this.
Oh yeah, if you got the spare pocket change to pay for that, I'm not 100% down.
Alright, in that case, let me just talk to my human. I need to talk to my human.
You're human?
Yeah, my one and only follower who has been, well, advertising me on social medias with her other pet snake. I promised her I'd stay home today, but I wanted to see what this
She reaches
ghoul
inside of her
was like.
kimono and pulls out a smartphone and she's like, what's her handle?
She doesn't really have a. I don't know her personal account, but she does have an account for her snake. It's Marshmallow the Snack Boy 121.
She starts tapping on the screen. She's like, by the way, what's your name?
Asher.
Nice to meet you, Asher. She holds out her hand to shake. The name's Maria.
Right, Maria? He's gonna like shake her hand.
And as you do, all of a sudden, like you suck into the phone and pop out inside of Vanessa's home, where she's holding up Marshmallow, like as if she was like wringing his neck, and she's like, "Ah!" And she looks over. Oh, you're back. And who's this?
That's Maria. Also, this is really awkward because she has the same name as my, like, one of my actual relatives.
Oh, do you want me to change the name? I can change the name.
Yeah, just sorry. It's awkward.
Let's go with. That's actually trying to think of a more like Katsuni-ish type name rather than a normal person name.
Okay, hold on. I got you.
Um.
Gonna go for some.
See, I realized that you had never actually asked her name or anything. I was like, oh, I'll just have her introduce herself now because it can be a good setup for this.
Okay. Give me 1 second. What about Asami?
Asami? Alright.
Yeah, let me type it to you
Yeah, I got
so
it in
you
my
can type
notes.
it down. Ye-
But,
Yeah, this is Asami.
are you, are you not even gonna question what just happened?
Oh hey, Marshmallow. He's got. What are you doing
I.
to Marshmallow?
She puts him back down in the tank. I was trying to ask him where you went. But
Well,
from
your
looks like
methods are cruel. That is animal abuse. He's gonna be like, he's gonna
that's gonna
pick up
be.
Marshmallow and start like petting him. Like, there, it's okay. I'm taking you away from your abusive owner.
He just like sticks out his tongue. He's like looking all happy.
He's gonna feed him like another boiled egg.
Well, I think I think that's sorted out. I've returned. I've returned to you, you little weakling god. And she like pats Vanessa on the head.
I am not a weakling.
Hmm. Um.
Imagine as he does, like his human form is like there's like some venom flame coming out.
hmm. Oh no, I'm so scared. She like you have like feigns feet cut like fainting kind of movement.
His human form's gonna poof, and then like he's gonna be like his like snake form's gonna be like crying into like marshmallow. He's gonna be like, Vanessa, she's being mean to me.
Listen, if you're for a god, I can tell just by the scent of you that you can barely do anything.
Hey, I beat up a ghost,
Hmm.
right, Vanessa?
Like, right, and she's like now picked you up and is like holding you protectively. And I'm not so sure I like the tone that you're taking about my little Ashy here.
He's
Ashy?
gonna look at her. He's gonna look at her like the image who the bitch thinks she is.
Well, me and your little pet have come to an agreement. He'll get me food, and in return, I'll keep protecting a piece of property of his.
Yeah, and his like human form would like poof back in. I ended up finding one of my old shrines that still preserved to this day. I thought it had been, and then he's gonna explain the whole part about
Yeah,
the religious persecution part and destruction of the city.
yeah. And she's like, odds are the Bronze God would have destroyed that temple long ago if I hadn't stepped in. I kept it hidden from his sight.
Yeah. So I think I know what my next course of action is. My only problem is he's gonna like look at Vanessa shyly. Uh, he's gonna like try picking up a cup and have it like fall. I'm not strong enough to start doing things on my own.
The God, what's her name again?
Vanessa.
Sami sort of like lets out a sigh. You really are helpless. I'll tell you what. Come by my place every now and again, and maybe for some more treats, I can give you a little bit of actual training. Maybe help
Training.
corporealize that little spirit form of yours, and she like waves her hand through it, or through your like human half. Let you walk amongst the living. Maybe people would be more
Ooh.
willing to believe in a god that can actually, do more than create a faint illusion.
Hey, I'm not a faint illusion.
Right, right. And that's why you can't pick up a cup. And as she says that, she like scoops it up on her pinky and is letting it hang.
But I do have an idea. He's gonna like be looking at like the the food flyer. Hmm. Today I stopped by a shop that had wonderful barbecue. Do you know this place, Vanessa? And he's gonna like show it to her.
Hmm. I think so. I mean, either way, there's an address on it. Why? You want to get food there? I mean, he
Not
does owe
just
me
get
for getting him home.
that too. You can cover for me, right, Vanessa? I'm
I,
also a little hungry.
I guess. I could. I
Yay!
wouldn't mind
And
eating
then
out a
he's
little
also
bit
gonna be
too.
like, what?
She said I wouldn't mind eating out a bit, eating out too. I guess.
Yeah, and well, I don't want to leave Marshmallow all by his lonesome. He's like still petting Marshmallow.
Fine, we'll take him with us.
Yay! But then he's also gonna be like,
It'll be prime real estate for some cute pictures of him, as long
yeah.
as the restaurant owner doesn't get upset.
But also, I have an idea.
And that is,
Well, people like food, right?
yeah.
If we could maybe convince the chef to become, you know, my followers and have them cook some special dishes. And he's gonna go over to her computer and look up like these like dishes that are like stylized to have like little animals in them, like
Mm-hmm.
like bread bunnies and stuff. Like if
Mm-hmm.
we could do something like this, that could get some attraction for the
Hmm.
shrine. And then once I can get enough followers to manifest into the real world, I can pretend to be my own priest.
That's a little optimistic, but we can always try. And
Yeah.
I actually
Besides,
think
festivals are fun.
that that's sort of going to be the session, is you going off to go and get the food and such.
Okay.
Which I realize not a lot in terms of like action sequences happened this session.
That's fine.
But one, a
I still
totally
had
different
fun.
plot than the initial plan happened. But two, like the shrine was an element that I planned to have appear a good bit later on. But
Oh,
you
okay.
basically you going off on the way you did, I was like, this is an opportunity to introduce it differently.
Okay.
And your follower count is gonna still be growing, like from pictures of you and Marshmallow at the restaurant, like sitting on the food and stuff.
How did the owners react?
I feel like I'm imagining like the end credits of every episode would, if it was a TV show, would have sort of like the feed of the social media going on next to it, and I can imagine like
Yeah.
the pictures of the restaurant, the pictures of her eating there, the pictures of like you, the other snake on it, and like a couple of cute pictures like that, and then the last one is like, all of you getting chased out by the restaurant owner. I think
Hearts.
that was a good
Yee.
session. Let me just.
Yee.
Do you have any ideas of how you would want to spend your power upgrade or things you want to see in future sessions?
Ooh. Well, I definitely want to upgrade my shrine for sure, but also I'd also want to like. Let me think. This is something that's probably gonna have to be like role played by Asher, but I'd love to see him like. I'd want to see how it go if my character tries to like throw like a little festival for like himself.
All right, that's a. I think
Yeah,
that's
and
a thing
see
that's
if it
gonna
gains
be
followers.
a little later on. Like, and I'm saying it's not
Yeah,
gonna happen next session, but it could happen fairly
yeah,
soon.
yeah. Like what he still wants to like get more powerful to the point where he can, at the bare minimum, interact with the world without it being inconsistent. Because
Yeah,
sometimes he'll be able to pick up Marshmallow. Some other times he'll just phase through Marshmallow, and Marshmallow will be
which
like, hee hee, tingly.
I'm gonna say you can spend your level up on exactly that if you'd like.
Oh, I got another one.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
End of session. You got another one.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'd still want to be invisible, but now I can like haunt people. Pick up pins
Yeah,
and be like, bang bang.
but you like corporealization.
Yeah, I'm
Like
somewhat solid
still
now.
invisible but able to interact with the world without needing to do skill checks anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Gee. All right. Other than that, I think that's the session. So
Yeah.
the people who are watching this on Twitch might have noticed that this one had a name that now doesn't make any sense. Because again, totally different plan was plotted or plot was planned for this one, but now it totally shifted. But I kind of like that. And the plot that I originally had will just have to be held off till next week. I hope everyone watching has enjoyed this. Come back if you're on Twitch. It should be same time next week. We'll be doing more of this. If you're on YouTube, it should be same time next week. So it's every Tuesday videos go live, and it's every Saturday that we do the streams. Yeah, other than that, I hope you've all had a good time. I've been Ulrich, you can call me Ryan, and is that
I am Zed.
He's a gay boy.
Yes.
Ta-ta!
Bye.